The first reason I even created Friends of the Children was really because of my own childhood. Where we're standing today is the neighborhood I grew up in, and I was basically one of these children. I grew up in a welfare family. Both my parents were alcoholics. They lived in bars and taverns. I was left home alone, basically neglected. But even at that time, I could still remember being 12 years old and saying, I don't want any other child to have the childhood I had. I worked at the juvenile court for 4 years. I was a child care worker, worked in detention, loved it, but nothing or very little changes at the juvenile court. And that's when I came up with the idea of Friends, because what we needed to do was start early, long-term commitment. Early research indicated if you started early with a long-term relationship with an adult role model, you could create resilience in the children. So I went out and hired a friend that worked at the juvenile court with me. And we hired 3 friends in my old neighborhood, picked 24 children, and now we're off and running.
Friends of the Children has 3 selection sites in the Portland metro area, and Lincoln Park is one of their selection sites. So Lincoln Park and Friends work closely together to select the youth that are going to be a part of the program for 13 years. Most of the students that are chosen live in poverty, often have a single-parent household, certainly have other challenges in their household, could be domestic violence, substance abuse, incarcerated parents. But then on the other side, they have real optimism and hope and potential that we all feel as a team that if they got this support, that we'd be able to capitalize on all that potential that they have and overcome all the risk factors.
One of the aspects we work on with being their mentor and being their friend and supporting them is working on that academic piece and seeing them in school, visiting them in school, outside activities. Plus with us, it's just simple as going out and having dinner and just talking about life and what's going positive, what's going negative, what could we be working on, what are their goals, and just helping them to get where they want to be.
Brian's an amazing kid. Brian is in 5th grade right now, excelling academically.
If I didn't have a mentor or come to Friends of the Children, I'd just be in my house doing nothing.
Friends of the Children exemplifies innovative education. You know, it's really about taking each kid and thinking about where they're at and what they have as far as assets, what they have as far as challenges, and building on their assets and giving them opportunities in the areas where they're challenged. It's like personalized learning at its finest.
These children are the most challenged children in the neighborhood. It's a reverse draft. We say, give us your most challenging child. But the kids themselves, you can look at our success rate. With nurturing and love and social skills, emotional skills, you can change their lives.
I've seen kids almost completely turn around just in a couple years, because really what you need is just somebody who cares about you and is always there. And they all have some people in their lives, but sometimes those people let them down. And Friends of the Children doesn't.
The Chick-fil-A grant is so special to us because it just gives us the opportunity to serve more children. I mean, my whole life is I just keep thinking day to day, how do I raise one more dollar to serve one more child? So we are so thankful for the Chick-fil-A grant. You know, if I said one thing to one of the children in the program, it's the same thing that would basically turn my life around. You can be more than people say you can be. You can be more than maybe even you think you can be. There is more options and more life ahead of you that is much more promising than anything you can ever envision. And you can do it.